Hello everyone, this is Satnaam here from Alchemist Academy. Today I will be discussing the NAATI CCL marking criteria. I'll actually be going through three very important things about NAATI CCL marking criteria. Number one, what is the test and how are the marks divided? Number two, how are the marks awarded in the test? And number three, I'm going to discuss some tips and tricks that will help you to gain maximum points in this test and get you those 5 additional points for your Australian PR. So what should I expect in the test? Number one, there will be 2 dialogues. Now, there's a few things that you need to do to pass these dialogues. Number one, both the dialogues are worth 45 marks, which brings your total to 90. All right? There's 2 conditions you need to fulfill though. Condition number one, you need to have a minimum of 29 in each dialogue, and you need to have a minimum score of 63 overall to pass this test, because if you just add these two, the total comes to 58, and if you just have 29 and 29, you actually not pass the test. So also remember that you do need to have 29 and 29 in your dialogues. Is it clear? One simple way to go around with this would be, instead of worrying so much, just try to get a minimum of 32 in each dialogue out of 45. That not only fulfills condition number 1, but it also fulfills condition number 2. It brings your total score to 64. Alright, so let's move now to how the marks are awarded. Let's have a look. In NAATI CCL, you're actually not awarded marks. Marks are actually taken away from you. This is very strange, right? It sounds a bit weird, like what is he talking about? Actually, the marks are divided based on your mistakes. They're actually taken away based on your mistakes. Mistakes are of 2 types. The first category of mistakes is called major mistakes, which is covered by the accuracy section of the test. Now, the accuracy has got 4 codes, A, B, C, or D. Only 4 codes. And there's a bit of a bump for you. If you have a major mistake, you will get anything between -3 to -4. That's a lot. I mean, 3 major mistakes worth 9 marks could really bring me down to, just like passing the test just by a bit of margin. All right, let's discuss the major mistakes first. Code A, major omission. Major omission simply means you missed a very significant information from the test. You were supposed to convert a dialogue and you totally missed an information. One of the quickest example I can give you here is, let's say a doctor telling his patient, have these 3 medicines 3 times a day, but you translated it as have the medicine thrice a day. You forgot 3 medicines, which is extremely important in medical terms. Next, major distortion. Major distortion simply means that you have either given a totally different meaning or you've given completely wrong information. So simply saying, if the dialogue is saying, good morning, how are you today? How may I help you? Instead of that, you're saying, good morning, I was thinking about you. How can we help each other? Or you just went off the topic. And this usually happens when you're focusing excessively on vocabulary and not the sentence. Number 3, major unjustified insertions. Insertion, the word insertion means adding things. Now, in some cases, students think that, okay, if I keep talking and if I keep adding things, I will still get marks. No. In NAATI, please stick to the sentence. If the sentence is saying that I want you to make an application to the department, you just must say that. You must only convert that. You shouldn't be saying like, oh, well, I would recommend that, in my opinion, you should move forward and make an application to the department. You've added 3 unnecessary things. Everything that you add unnecessarily will keep on increasing your minus marks. Last but not the least, excessive request for repetition. Now, please look at this, which is referred to as code D. I want to clear a.
That's fine. I want to in the code D.
Okay. It is code D. I want you to understand one thing about repeats. Now, in repeat, dialogue 1, dialogue 2. This is what the test is. You have 1 free repeat in each dialogue. That means, what is repetition? If you want to listen to a dialogue again, you can. However, there's one condition when you take a repeat. The condition is, if you have played the dialogue, you should not answer it. You need to take the repeat immediately. Suppose if the dialogue was, You need to make an application to this department before the end of Thursday and make sure it is in pen and paper. And you were like, make sure the department is the repeat. If you do that, you will straight away be awarded -3 or 4 depending on the discretion of the examiner. It's totally the examiner's choice what they want to give you. So my thorough suggestion is that only take a repeat if you badly need it, and second thing, don't hesitate if you need a repeat. Feel free to take a repeat, and at the same time please ensure that it is for a relevant purpose. You don't speak when you're taking a repeat, like you should be quiet, okay, and then take the repeat. All right, let's move to the next section of mistakes. After this I will be discussing the minor mistakes. Minor mistakes are just on the quality of language basically. Now in minor mistakes, it starts by the minuses start anywhere between 0.25 and it goes all the way up till -2. So there's no set numbers. It's again examiner's discretion how much marks they want to take away. An interesting aspect of this, the quality of language is just 2 ways. It's not just your English, it's also LOTE, which is language other than English, or your native language. The first mistake is inappropriate choice of register in English, which means inappropriate choice of words in English. Now one of these things is, suppose there's a sentence which says that this person is making me really angry. You can't say this person is pissing me off. Don't use curse. Please do not use wrong words, because or like slangs. It really decreases your score. Number 2, unidiomatic usage of English. Unidiomatic simply means that you were unable to form the sentence correctly. Hello, the task is, my name is John. You've just like got the information, but it is all distorted. It's not in the right way. Okay, you could lose a lot of marks. Incorrect sentence structures in English. This again takes you back to a very similar mistake. There's not a very big difference between the two of them, very similar, but just be careful about how you form your sentences, especially with tenses, past, present and future. Next up is grammatical errors in English. Now sometimes you may end up making silly mistakes, like you forgot if the speaker was a male or a female. If it's a female, you have to address it like a female. If it's a male, you have to address it like a male. A lot of students actually forget this. And last is unsatisfactory pronunciation. Now suppose if it was immigration department and using it the immigration department, and it's like hard for the examiner to understand, they will take away quite a few marks. Every mispronounced word you have, it keeps on increasing. The minus will also keep on increasing. So please carefully look at the codes. E, F, G, H and I is related to quality of language, which is your minor mistakes. Is it clear? Alrighty. Now let's look at minor mistakes in LOTE, which is language other than English or your native language, whatever it may be, like Punjabi, Hindi or English. If you look at it, it's exactly the same. Inappropriate choice, unidiomatic usage, incorrect sentence structures, grammatical errors, unsatisfactory pronunciation. So they are going to evaluate you 2 ways, not just English, it's also in your language too. So don't think that, oh, I'm really good in my language and English is not good, or if I'm really good in English and my language is not good, I'll still pass the test. Balance it. You have to have a balancing act. It has to be really good. Now please look at this. JKLMN is again related to quality of language, which is minor mistakes. All right, so remember that quality of language is judged 2 ways. Alrighty, now let's move to the next part and have a look what's the final part where you lose marks. The last thing that the examiners are going to actually test you for is the quality of delivery, how you're delivering your dialogues. And again, this falls under your minor mistakes as well. All right, these codes are O, P and Q. All right, the first code, excessive pauses. Excessive pauses simply means that once the chime, you hear a chime when you ring it, when you're doing a dialogue, there's a chime and after that you need to speak. But you are pausing, thinking, and you're not answering. You're taking a long pause, you will start losing marks. Excessive hesitation. This should be quite familiar for a lot of you out there. PTE, We always say do not hesitate when you're speaking, right? So a lot of hesitations. So I had received the file note, and if you keep doing that, trust me, the scale of the minus marks is keep going to climb. And I've seen students really struggle with this. They may not have major mistakes, but they lose a lot of marks from minor mistakes, and it really pushes them till the edge. All right. Last is self-correction, excessive self-correction. Now, this is very weird. Sometimes when you're in a real good flow and you were supposed to convert a dialogue from English to Hindi, but apparently you're so excited and you're so much in the flow that you repeated the answer in English. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say like, sorry. Just say correction or correcting myself, and you can repeat the whole thing again. However, please do not use correction as a weapon to get more time. Some students think that if I say the word correction but I actually don't correct anything, I'll just pause for a few minutes and think about the answer. If you do that, the examiner will straight away give you -2 without even a thought. All right. Now please understand that your marks are being taken away by 3 things. What is it? Accuracy, quality of language in English and your native language, and quality of delivery. So remember, accuracy is major mistake, quality of language, quality of delivery is minor mistake. What is your job? To remove the mistakes and make sure that you focus on the sentence rather than just mere individual words and their vocabulary. How we at Alchemist Academy can help you pass your NAATI CCL test and get those 5 additional points for your PR. So basically, first thing first, we have our own portal which has got all the real exam dialogues. We have nearly 130 plus real exam dialogues. We do have our own vocabulary book, and it is customized. It is based on different languages you have. You do not need to write a vocabulary. We can help you with the vocabulary pre-written for you. All you need to do is just understand it. Second thing, we have very small classes. We focus on the quality of the lectures, not on the quantity, and our success rate has been 100%. So if you're looking to train for your PT or NAATI anywhere in the world, anywhere in Australia, online, face-to-face in Gold Coast, doesn't matter where you are, look no further. Alchemist Academy is the place to be. So I hope that this video was able to give you some information about the marking criteria. Stay tuned for my next video, because I'll show you a demonstration of a dialogue, how to attempt a dialogue, and in that video as well I'll show you how the marks are deducted, and I hope that this will help you a lot. If you need any help or if you have any questions about NAATI CCL or PT, feel free to drop a comment on this video, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Good luck everyone for your test.